Not many started their life story as one of the people who represented and flew high the flag of their very country and went through the ranks to serve as a chief executive officer of the institution that helped them to make a name. And finally, they are going to be the big man, the man who calls the shots for that institution. Bawah Fuseini is one of those rare people in his life story who was once an athlete, later became the chief executive officer of Ghana Athletics Association, which later metamorphosed to become Ghana Athletics. And now he's the president of Ghana Athletics. In his entire life, his life has just been athletics. So why would a gentleman just dedicate his entire life to athletics? Tonight on Prime Take, he's telling us his life story. At what point did he decide that it's about time for me to ascend to the throne of leadership of Ghana Athletics and set the affairs of the athletics governing body? I am Muftau Nabila Abdullahi, and I welcome you to this edition of Prime Take. Bah, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. This your intro. It's a very scary intro.
It's very scary. Yeah, but is your life story not all about athletics?
Yeah, it's true indeed. Since my school days, athletics has really made me whom I am today. If not athletics, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't even know what I would have been doing by this time.
So if anyone had asked you, aside from athletics, what else would you have done? You wouldn't have.
No, that would have been a very difficult question for me to answer, because my life has been athletics.
So aside from athletics, what would Bawah have done if I don't know for that sport?
I wouldn't have any idea, because right from my school days, I was a serious athlete in my school. Even before I went to Ghana school, yeah. I was an athlete. Through the athletics that I was given scholarship to go to Ghana school. Yeah. Through athletics that Mr. B.T. Baba saw me and brought me to prisons. Through athletics that I got to University of Ghana. Through athletics that I got to Sports Authority. And through athletics that I'm here today. So everything of my life is athletics.
So you don't have anything else?
I don't have a place to go.
But tell us your life beginning. How was it like?
Initially it was pretty tough. Growing up in Tamale with my dad, who was doing very good initially, but later stages wasn't doing too well, so I had to live with friends. I actually attended Catholic school, St. Peter's Primary in Tamale. Those days they were giving food. We go to school, they would prepare food for you, and I had a lot of good friends like Amaliga, Dominic Derry, Grigor Derry. They were all Catholics. So it was just a divine that I didn't become a Catholic. Because I grew up with Catholic friends. I was the only Muslim boy who was allowed to be among the CYO in Tamale. So we go to church, cathedral with them. On Wednesday, we go and sing hymns. Saturday, we go to CYO meetings. So it was there that I started with these Catholic friends till I got to athletics. There was one Mr. Adochim, I don't know where he is now, but wherever he is, I greet him. He encouraged us to do sports when we were in school. Okay. So sometimes he would take a bicycle, we would run to Vitim and run back. That's where it started.
Okay.
We were running back to Vitim, back to
While
school.
He's paddling the bicycle?
Paddling the bicycle, he would march everybody in the school to run. Go until we did one interzonals, and I was first in 200 and 400, and we went to the interzonal. I wasn't having spikes at that time, so I ran barefooted, and I had blisters all over my legs, so I couldn't come back to run the finals. Yeah. But with some strange reasons, when the team was selected for district, I just followed them. I wasn't qualified, I was not invited, but some strange reasons, I joined them for training. We were training. When they were going to go to the inter-district, they did trials again, and I beat everybody. That's where the story started. Fast forward, I was given a scholarship to Ghana school, and when I went to Ghana school Form 1, I beat everybody in the school. And that made me to be popular in the school. And there was one PE master called Apau Mensah. He did a lot. A power minister saw me and knew that I was interested not only in sports, but also in academic work.
Okay.
So anytime I thought a power minister went around to see who and who among the sports boys who was in class. When he came to the class and see me in the class, he was okay, he will leave. So if JB is in the class, I'm okay. So a power minister really wanted me to combine academic with the sports. So even though I was very good doing my sports in Ghana school, I was doing so well academically. So when we got to O levels, I passed the O levels. It was a real thing that you see a sports person who was doing very well, has so many records in Tamale. I was even a national athlete, passing the O levels. So my initials, I wanted to go to Tamasco, but my headmaster said no, they are coming back to Ghana school. But there was one person that I need to make mention of, Mr. Charles Adama. He was the buzzer of Ghana school at that time.
Oh, okay.
He actually let me see, he opened up the world of sports to me when I was a student. Those days that Said Awita, Kipitar were running, whenever they won the race, he would call me to his office, me and my brother to his office, say, oh, JB, you see this person, he has won $50,000. In the future, if you also do well, you also go and win that kind of money. Anytime we went for interzonals or inter-schools, he would make his wife to prepare very good food.
Because you needed the food.
Yeah, we needed the food. So those people that really encourage us, and they always told us that to take our academic work as serious as the sports. So we never left it back. After training, we go to class. After class, we go to training. That was what we did, because we knew that our background wasn't good. And in Ghana school was a sixth form school, and when I was in Form 4, I was given a prefectorial position.
Huh?
Yes, a sixth form school. A Form 4 student was made assistant sports prefect. So I could go to dining hall with my khaki shorts and with my white top among the seniors, sixth formers, making an announcement, and I could punish some of my classmates. It was a fun. It was a fun. I never took that position very serious until now that when I look back. So that was a very great honor given me to be a prefect, even though a junior school, a sixth form school, and a Form 4 student, given a prefectorialship to sit with sixth formers to eat in the dining hall. Whenever they were doing anything, I was always with them. I mean, the headmaster, Mr. Bawah Nasaka, now Bawah Nasaka and Charles Adama, they really did very, very well for me when I was at school.
But as a young boy who was following Catholics, how were you able to withdraw yourself from the Catholic family and got back into your initial religion, which is Islam?
It all started from the childhood. When we were growing up, we had my character that we were going.
Yeah.
Even though I had a very good friends, a close relationship with the Catholic friends, I was still attending my makaranta.
Oh, okay.
If you don't attend the makaranta, you know, they will beat you.
Now that you collect.
You collect it. So I was always have good friends, Catholic good friends, and I was also attending my makaranta, and I was also observing my prayers.
Oh, okay.
That went as far as I started getting close Muslim friends when I was in sixth form.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes.
Oh, then you should just be a Catholic. Then you there with the rosary, right?
So it took me that long.
Wow.
Yeah, it took me that long. Even though I was close to my classmates in Ghana school, Osman, a Wounded Lion, Paul Napare, who was a very...
A Wounded Lion is a nickname, isn't it?
Just a nickname.
Those days we had them in secondary school, yeah.
Yes, secondary school. And I had a very good Christian friends, like Paul, one guy called Paul Napare, we still talk. He's a very good Christian friend.
Okay.
No, he gave me certain advices when I was in school, and I still appreciate what he told me in school. Anytime I thought I mentioned it to him that what you told me.
What were some of them?
No, I don't want to mention it.
Just say one, just mention one thing.
No, you know, when you are in school and you are so famous, because I was very famous in Ghana school, and things were not too difficult for us. We were trying to do some small bad things, trying to go and see fowls running about.
Oh, but those ones are normal stories.
I killed the fowls and then those JB, no, come. Why have you killed that fowl? So they said, no, don't do that. Please stop it.
Those childhood stories are there.
But it's rarely you see your mates who will call you to chastise you for doing something bad. Because those things, those things were not actually good things. But no, he just called me. Paul just called me to my dormitory and told me that Bawah, JB, something like that.
So you were called JB in school?
Yeah, I was called JB. I was still called JB. The Bawah became so unanimous in the southern sector. But when I go to Tamale...
So what's the JB? The full meaning
No, JB means Jabla in Dagbani.
Oh, okay.
Jabla,
yeah.
JB. So
yeah.
In the northern or in Tamale...
like the younger twin?
No, just a twin.
Just a twin?
Yeah, so every twin is called JB.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But because we were doing sports, our JB dominates. So if you hear JB from Ghana School, it's when they're referring to us.
Okay. So you're a twin brother, right?
Yes, I'm a twin. I'm a proud twin.
I'm the younger brother of twins.
Oh, you see?
so you're my younger brother. That's why I'm actually called Nabila.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the Nabila is from there.
From there, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So from a part of the country, you are known as the younger brother of twins. So the accounts will say Tewia.
In the one they call it Juna.
So that's basically.
Oh, so I was born a twin and I'm still a twin.
Why didn't this with your twin brother?
Yeah, we were doing sports together. In Ghana School, we were doing our 4x4 was very spec. People came out with all sort of wild stories that sometimes we going to change our race. We never change races.
Because
we're looking very alike.
You're a carbon copy of each other. I remember the last time I met him, I was like, is this Bawah or his brother? Despite how long I've known you, when I see him, I still get confused.
We never change races. Some people think that maybe when it's time for him to run, I will come and run for him. No, we never did that.
You're too identical, so it makes it very difficult for people to actually identify you.
No, we never did, but we are pretty very close.
So how did some of the things you said they were bad that you did, how did that mold you to become a much better person?
I'm so fortunate that most of the times I get very good friends. Sometimes I start to do something, someone will just call me, hey, JB.
Don't do it.
Don't do that, stop it. You are too decent to do that. Almost all the time of time, anything that I want to start which is no good, somebody, even up to today, somebody will just come to you. Either he called me JB, that is senior JB, that he knows me in school.
Yeah.
He's called JB, he's my colleague. He's called me Fuseini, he knows me from home. If he called me Bawah, then he knows me from Southern Ghana.
Oh, okay. And that has really helped you a lot.
It has really helped me a lot, even today. Certain things that sometimes I will do something, even currently, someone will just call me or come to my office. Bawah, how did you said this, you've done this. At the next time I thought if you have said it this way or if you have done it this way, now I just thank that person.
And you've been fortunate to have people guide you in some of the things you need to do.
Yes. My friends, I always have good friends. I don't know one way or other, people come to me, if they are not good to me, within no time, they have been exposed. Within no time. Yeah, they have been exposed. So people don't understand sometimes I'm so glued to certain people. And some people find difficulty in coming closer.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I always give people the first right of trust. Until you betrayed me. Then I'll tell you in your face that, no, I can't work with you. This is what you've done. I've given you opportunity to do ABC for me, but look at how you have betrayed me. We can still be friends, but I will not have that trust for you again. Oh, I'll tell you.
Wow. At what point did you move from being an athlete and get into the administration of athletics?
Everything happened, should I say, by divine direction. When I was just living at athletics around 2007, 2008, there was a competition in Benin that Ghana was supposed to go. And we went to Eluwak. Me was one, Richard Ajapon, and Christopher Mankra. We just decided said, okay, let's try and send a team to Cote d'Ivoire, to Benin, Cotonou for a race. So what do we do? So Richard Ajapon contributed 1,000 Ghana or $1,000, and Mrs. O'Krine, who was a safety officer. Then we went to Sandy Osajima. He was the chairman at that time. He also gave $1,000. We gathered all the monies. We gathered the national team. We took the team to Cote d'Ivoire, Cotonou, Benin. So we went. We were just living at Atlas, but we went there as officials. Little did we know that one day we will be in charge of athletics. So we took the team to Cotonou and we brought it back. And when I came here to do my national service, I was initially sent to the Chief Sport Development Officer's office.
Okay.
So one day, the Ghana Athletics Association were doing a meeting, executive board meeting, and I was asked to go and serve them. So when I entered, Sunny knew me very well at that time. He asked me, Bawah, are you here? So yeah. So why don't you come and help in athletics office? So I'm ready to help. That's how it started.
Okay. And
Sandy wanted me to become the Secretary General at that time. But that was the time that his move out came.
Yeah.
So it was that up and down, finally, and then he left. Professor Dodo also came, and I finished my service at that time. So I had applied for an NSA job, and when they were doing the shortlisting, the first list came, my name was not there. Second list came, my name was not there. The final list came, my name was not there.
Hey! So 3 separate lists?
Separate lists, my name was not there at all. So I went to then the late Adoko to tell him that if he can do something for me. So when the final list came out and my name is not there, he cannot help me. So whoever that I want to speak to, I should go and speak to that person. But he cannot help. I thank him. And before then, I used to sit with Mr. Walanya Agra at Legon, when I was still at Legon.
Okay.
We used to sit at the lovers bench. There was a lovers bench just beside the Legon Hall handball court. Now those benches have been removed.
Yeah, okay.
We used to sit down every Saturdays. We would sit down and chat. I never knew who he was. But we were just meeting there Saturdays. Sit down and chat, sit down and chat. I never asked him who he was. I never asked why we were sitting down there. But we were just sitting down every day. So when I was going, and somebody told me that Mr. Agra was coming to talk over NSA. I said, oh, that is good. So I called him and asked him, he said yes. So the day that I was leaving Sports Authority here for good, I met him just behind his office. Then he asked me, where was I going? I said, oh, I was going home because my colleagues have all given the interview letters. I was the only person who wasn't given. So that is the reason why I should stay. They said, oh, no, come, I need you. Then he called for the human resource officer, who was one, Auntie Mary. The Auntie Mary also said he wasn't there, so he refused to give him the letter. He made the assistant give him the invitation letter for the interview.
Oh, okay.
The interview was supposed to be on the next Tuesday. That was Friday. So I was supposed to have an interview on the next Tuesday. When I went to the next Tuesday interview, just here at the media center here, I spent almost 2 hours in the meeting. When the results came, I had the highest mark. I have 48%, 48 over 50%.
You wrote an exam?
No, it was just an
interview.
Interview, yes,
okay.
Yes. I had the highest mark, 48 over 50. So he called me one day, oh, I'm proud of you. I don't know why he was telling me he was proud of me. Then he said that the interview came, I had a very good mark. So he was trying to send me to Tamale. No, he first of all asked the question that among us, those who were employed at that time, who wanted to go to the regions to develop sports, I was the only person who opted to go to the regions. Then he said, okay, he will send me to Tamale as the RSDO, then RSDO, the Sport Development Office. I said, fine, I will go. He gave me a letter. The day that I was supposed to report to Tamale, that was the day the letter was revoked. So that is why I stayed in Accra.
Why was the letter revoked?
There was a lot of agitations. A lot. People didn't agree that I should be the regional sport development officer. So new, a lot of confusion.
Oh, the history of when did you come?
When did you come?
Okay.
So I was actually given a letter. The day that I was supposed to leave Accra for Tamale to assume my new office there, that was the day that that letter was revoked. So I was given an option. Either I want to stay in Tamale, I want to still go to Tamale, or I said the NSA job is a winner-take-all job. It's the boss that determines everything. So even though if I have experience that how to develop the sports up north there, I wouldn't have the opportunity. So I would rather stay in Accra. So I stayed in Accra for 6 months without doing anything.
Wow.
Yeah, still I got to athletics.
How would you describe that period?
The period was tough. I could come walk around the NSA, sit around and go home. Come walk around, sit, find any place because I wasn't having an office.
What time was this?
That was between 2010, January 2010 to June 2010. I'll just walk around, come and sit around, walk around and close, sit, walk around and close. But there was no real work for me until there was an issue in athletics. The judge, Osafuaje, was having an issue with that, so he was removed.
Okay.
And I was asked to go and be caretaker in athletics. That was the initial idea why I had gone through. I was given the job in athletics. I should go and take care of the office for them to look for a substantive person
to come and replace,
to come and take over. So I didn't go there as the substantive secretary general. I went there as a caretaker. And
wow,
the story is everybody to see now.
Okay. Hello, welcome back to Prime Take with me, Muftau Nabila Abla, and tonight I'm speaking to the Chief Executive Officer. He's no longer the Chief Executive Officer. He's the President of Ghana Athletics, Bawah Fuseini, and he's been sharing with us his life story. And then, Bawah, you were telling me the story of how difficult the days of you starting at the National Sports Authority was.
Yes, it was pretty tough. It's very rough at that time. It was very rough at that time. You know, between 2010 January to 2010 June, pretty rough. I could come, I didn't have a place to sit. I come and walk around. I enter 10 o'clock from the other gate. While I wait time, 2 o'clock, and I will exit another gate.
Were you paid?
I was paid. I was being paid. So I was until I was asked to go and be the caretaker of athletics.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was very huge challenge, extreme challenge. Because I got to the office, there was nothing there for me to refer to. There was no handover. There was nothing. Just the outgoing secretary general had handed over to Mr. Adoko. He didn't hand over to me. He handed over to Mr. Adoko. Mr. Adoko just asked me to go and sit in there for him to look for a substantive person to come and take over. So my first competition was pretty tough because I didn't know how to do the budgets. I didn't even know how to write memos. But prior to that, I was assistant Ampomfi Junior in the Swimming Association.
Oh, the current Ampomfi Junior?
Ampomfi Junior, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I really understudied him when I came there earlier, end of 2009. So all the memos that he was asking me to write, and he would directly write the memos, I kept them in my box in the house. So when I resumed, I went back and took all the memos. So anytime I wanted to write a memo, I referred to that particular memo and I started writing till I became perfect in memo writing.
So you learned on the job?
On the job, yes. I learned on it. There was nowhere I could, there was nobody I could turn to. Those who were there when I came, later on I got to know that all what they were teaching me or they telling me to do were absolutely wrong things.
How?
They were just there to make sure that I failed. One critical example was that I was to do a budget for the African Championship. I called the then chief coach to come and help me do the budget. Everything that the man asked me to write in that budget, when we go to Mr. Adoko's side to go and defend it, he was actually pointing to those things as errors in the budget. And there was one particular issue that I stood on that saved me. Because when I went to Mauritius for African Championship in 2006, the athletes were given progressive bonuses. But when I wanted to add this into that budget, he said, no, what Sandy did was wrong. Sandy didn't do anything. I said, I was there when Sandy was giving athletes vitamin, Erican cancer, so many of them were given progressive bonuses. When they progressed from one state to another state, they were given bonuses. Why don't you want me to add that bonuses onto the budget? So the athlete can also buy. So no, that was wrong. I refuse. And I still kept it there. He found ways to Mr. Adoko's office and made Mr. Adoko to remove it from the letter that were moving from the NSA to the ministry. By the memo that I wrote to him, it was included. They went, fast forward, they went to the championship in Kenya. He was the same person who went and told the athlete that I don't know anything, I didn't add progressive bonus into the budget.
Was that deliberate?
Yes, it's deliberate. So the athletes were furious. Geza, Aziz, no, maybe if you have time, if you get time, you can call them, they will collaborate it. So they came. When they arrived on that day, all of them marched to Mr. Agra's office. Mr. Agra told them that is the athletic issue. It was Bawah who did the budget, so they should go and ask Bawah. So I was giving marching orders to one of the corporate bosses up here. And thankfully that I worked with Professor Dodo. He taught me how to handle documents, how to keep documents. So when I was going, I packed all the documents that I had with me, then we went. So the first one they asked about their local allowance. I said, local allowance is coming. The minister hasn't yet given it, but when it comes, I'll let you have it. Then what about progressive bonus? I said they should ask Commodore. I showed them a memo that I wrote to NSA, including progressive bonuses. I also showed them the copy, the letter the NSA wrote to the ministry. The bonuses was expunged from it. So I said, is that my signature? So no, this is my signature. Those things were included. If you want to know the reason why it was removed, ask him. That was where the meeting ended.
so they at least had to turn their
backs
to him.
Yes. No, they didn't do anything. They didn't say anything, they didn't do anything. The meeting just ended like that and everybody went his way.
That might have been some difficult starting days for you at the ethics office.
Pretty difficult office. So you can understand later in my administration, some people were not getting favored from me, but people don't understand why there was that kind of friction between me and some of them. We always give them opportunity. They always come back to prove to us that they are not people that we can work with. I can give you thousands of examples. One critical example, when we went to Daegu 2011 for the World Championships, we were the first in Africa, so we were expected to at least go to finals. When we got there, in our heat, the athletes ran very poorly, so we called the chief coach. What was the problem? He diagnosed the problem perfectly, that either Aziz is not informed or Aziz is hiding injury. We were to fly from Daegu to Maputo for the African Games. So we asked him, so what do we do to rectify? Because we need to win gold medal in Maputo. He said when we get to Maputo, he either drop Aziz or he will do trials to pick the best four. We gave him our absolute support. Whatever he was going to do to get the team gold medal, we were for it.
At this point, you were in charge of running the athletics in the country.
Yes. So we went there. He didn't do the trials. He didn't drop Aziz. And Aziz was the anchor leg. Aziz took the baton. Ghana was leading, and handed the baton to Aziz. 2 steps ahead of Nigeria. The Nigeria ran him down just at the tip, and Ghana became second. So Prophet Dodo became angry. He said, Bawah, this guy is deliberately sabotaging us.
So what role was Prof occupying then?
No, Prof was the president at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was the secretary general at that time. Yes. He said, this man, I can't work with him. We're giving you our absolute support.
To make decisions.
To make the decisions. You said you were going to do A or B. He didn't do either of them.
Who was the coach?
That was Albano Kweza Commodore. So he either he didn't want them to win the gold medal, or he was thinking something else. That was the time Professor Dodo told me that, Bawah, I can't work with this man. He kept on sabotaging us. Why should we keep on working with him? That was the start of another controversy with him.
But Athletics Federation, or association, yes. It's been fraught with lots of controversies. Lots of controversies. I remember, just aside from the one you're just talking about, yes. then came the championship that took place in Botswana. Then when we came back from Botswana, then this girl, Martha Bisa, went to China, Nanjing, yes. Where she won the gold. They came back. And you were supposed to have a very good will.
Yes.
But I think within that period, the goodwill kind of disappeared.
No, just vanished. There were some forces that didn't believe that Professor Dodo should be the president. So no matter what we did at that time, whether good or bad, people will find something negative about it. Look at the Matabisa case. Nobody ever asked, how did Matabisa win that medal? Nobody ever asked. It was the same Professor Dodo who was going through data that I produced for him. Then saw that Matabisa was constantly running 212, 211, 212, 211. So now this girl can do something. Then took her to Botswana African Youth Games.
Yeah.
At that time, the entries has even closed. But Abdul had to use his connection at the World Athletics to get her entered. He went there, then she played third. And at the youth level, they don't allow one country to present 2 athletes in one event.
Yeah.
So it was 2 Kenyans. So the second Kenya was dropped, and Matabisa became the second person to the Nigerian. When they came back to Nigeria, they took her from Kumasi to Accra, camped her in Accra, under one Professor Yandok, was training her. And to prepare her for the Nigerian, Prododo took her to the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, 2014. The bashes. But he knew what he was doing. He took her again to the African Championship in Marrakesh, Morocco. Even though she didn't do well, but she kept on improving her time. But he was preparing her for the Nigerian.
For the big one.
For the big one. When he got to Nigerian, he won. Nobody ever asked how did he win. And when she was going to the Nigerian, she had her per diem still with Professor Dodo around $3,500 or so. Professor Dodo. Professor Dodo gave her a laptop to study so that he was going to give her a scholarship to go to the US. When we came, the controversy started at the airport. A group of people has come from Kumasi. They already arranged to take her from the airport to Happy FM to go and do interview. The association has also organized with Joy FM for an interview, first interview.
I remember.
So that confusion started there. Whether she was going to the Joy FM or she was going to Happy FM. So at that time, I was the secretary. So my brother came to...
Filipino was the secretary, right?
No, one Dominic Kankam.
Oh, yeah, Dominic Kankam, yeah.
Yes. So at the airport, what I saw at the airport, my brother came to pick me. I said, he spoke to me. Teacher, let's go, this is trouble.
Yeah.
We just left. So I don't know how they made it, and the girl went and slept with Professor Dodo for 2 days. But Professor Dodo told her that she wanted to send her to the presidency to meet President John Mahama.
Yeah.
So he organized.
He was a presidential staffer.
He organized it with the then minister was Mahama Yaraga.
Yeah.
He organized it. That was where another trouble started. About the 10,000 Ghana cedis. Probably wanted to spend the girl 10,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah. And then what 10,000 Ghana cedis. And that has changed so many stories. The story developed legs, head, tails. You didn't even know what was the actual problem. But the 10,000 Ghana cedis the ex-president Mama gave her, they went to Afrikiko to eat. The money was still with Richard Akokovi. And the mother asked for the money. Richard called Prodo, the money is with me. So give it to the girl. It's the girl's money. It's not our money. So you give it to her. At that time, Prof had already secured scholarship for her to go to US. So Prof came there to advise the mother that they should keep some of the money in the bank so that when she's going to the school, they can give to her as a pocket money to go to school. The man, according to the story, the mother said, no, they are not going to put the money in the bank. The money is for them. So they are going to spend the money the way they want it. Then he left. Somebody overheard the woman talking to Prof Dodo and quickly called Happy FM. So Happy FM connected the woman there to speak. So the woman also said that also your first can go to buy, your first can go to buy. It's kind of the escape. And to be able to nobody can show you what we're going to do the money for. That was the story, and the story blew up.
I remember BBC were interested in this story.
BBC came to investigate it for 2 good years.
But they didn't do the story.
No, they couldn't do the story. Because the story, at the end of the story, it was false. 2 years, BBC interviewed, 2 years. The girl came to...
Pierre said was.
Yes.
Pierre was so interested
in
that.
Story, they came to Ghana here, did the interviews, and interviewed a lot of people, including former athletes, former executives. They had 2 shadows meeting interview with me, but it never came because we were exchanging emails. The emails, we changed email for 2 years. BBC did a story, investigation story for 2 years.
Did that issue affect the Ghana athletics?
Seriously. It affected us seriously. People used to, even this court case was just part of it.
Yeah, the court case.
Yes, it was just part of it. It affected us seriously. But I would have wished the girl should have stood on her ground to tell the truth. Because nobody had ever asked her any money. the scholarship that we're offering here was real scholarship. That was the same scholarship that John Mahama at that time, the President Mahama at that time, made mention in Parliament. They thought what John Mahama mentioned in Parliament was different from what Athletics Association was giving her. You know, before the president go to speak, the minister feed the president.
Yeah.
So we also feed the minister what the plan that the association have for her. She also have a scholarship. So through that, the president mentioned it in Parliament. So people thought that was a different scholarship.
They thought it was the president who was giving her a scholarship.
You see, so when that scholarship issue came up, that was where Nathan Ato did the story. In the said it turned another issue.
Yeah. But let's talk about your rise to the CA Region 2, where you became the chief executive for that place as well. Tell us pretty quick. Your rise has been quite such a astronomical.
No, don't tell me that. No.
You suffered there.
It had never been quick.
You suffered small.
Yeah, the first time that I attended World Congress, it was in Canada, Moncton. When I was actually given a letter as Secretary General by NSA at that time. 1 month, the World Athletics has not responded or acknowledged me as Secretary General. So, Provodo asked me to go to Canada. There was a youth championship there. I should go and meet the Secretary General at that time. He was called Pierre Wise. I should meet him. Maybe if I meet him, he will approve me as Secretary General of Ghana. So he asked me to go to Canada with Jonathan Ponsa. We got there late. The day that they were finishing the meeting, that was the day that we got to. So I just walked into the conference room. They had just finished. So I walked up to the high table and I asked somebody, I'm looking for Pierre Wise. So he's the one sitting. So I went and greeted him. I introduced myself. Ghana. So I've seen your email. Don't worry. I will respond to the email tonight. That was where we became friends. Before the next morning, I had received my approval. I've been a Secretary General.
Yeah.
So then he became my friend.
Yeah.
So we exchanged emails. The same year, I was asked to attend Region 2 Congress in Burkina Faso. In Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou. When I went there, I saw the executives. Everybody was French. The technical people, they were all French. By that time, Lamine Fati was also part of the thing. So I took them on. That was my first appearance. I took them on. And they told, no, Bawah, this is how you do it. I said, no, then we have to change the constitution. So there and there, the constitution was changed to make, if the president is going to be French, the English has to be in English.
Oh, okay.
If the president is going to be English, the vice is supposed to be French. So that was where I started. Oh,
so you made that argument?
Yes, there.
Oh, then your president was just
So moving fast forward, we went to another Congress in Cameroon. That was 2011, 2012. And Provodo again asked me to go and speak directly with Lamine Diak. He was the president of World Athletic President, yes. That I should speak to him directly. So I went to his son, Papa Diak. The son took me to the fight. But at that time, a lot of presidents were waiting for him. He was a king. He was a king. Presidents were waiting for me. Papa Diak just held my hand, went to the father. I said, this is a young man from Ghana. Say he wants to speak to you. So Ghana, fine, well, sit down. He was giving every president 15 minutes, but Secretary General, he gave me 30 minutes. That was the idea. We came and organized the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
They said even Ghana, we should do something big so that they will support Ghana. The idea came from Lamine Diak.
Wow.
So, and there I met G. Isram. We became so good friends. So fast forward, I was Secretary General or the CEO, but I was dealing with presidents.
Yeah.
So sometimes it becomes very uncomfortable, Secretary General or CEO, to be with presidents. And
the president is somewhere.
Somewhere. And I became so popular and so respected, not only in Africa, but even...
I witnessed it when we went to the World Championship in the US.
With the US. Yes. So sometimes it's probably ask me, so Bawah, your position here, you are now overgrown your position. Why don't you become the president so that we'll push you to? I said, Prof, I'm waiting for the right time. But for about a year ago, when we finished the Congress, some of the people asked me that, Bawah, you need to become the Ghana president so that we can go with you far. You know, so you can talk, you can organize, you can argue, you talk on behalf of Africa. When we went to Doha World Championship, I was really the spokesperson for Africa. They were having meetings in my room. President could come to my room, consult me, we do a lot of meeting in my room. We know I was the CEO at that time. So some of them told, no, Bawah, you need to become Ghana president so we can do things better.
So that is the genesis of you
become the president.
Having the ambition. Because you've taken the question out of me. I was just going to ask, at what point did you decide that I should become Ghana president?
So it has been that sometimes some people even mistakenly call me president. Sometimes we come to congresses or conferences, some of them still refer to me as the president of Ghana. I kept on telling them, I said, no, your work is just the president of Ghana. And that didn't come by accident. It came because Prophet Dodo had given me that opportunity.
Yeah, so how instrumental has Prophet Dodo been in your life in pushing you to grow in the athletic space?
I cannot use words to describe it, but I said earlier, I'm always fortunate to have such good people coming along with me at every stage in my life, right from the school to when I went to prisons, when I came here, when I was in school, Charles Adama was there. And when I left school, the current regional minister of Tamale, we call him Broshani, and one guy called Abbas, he's US, very good friends. We used to eat together in his house. Go to his, after school, walk from Ghana, go to his house, a bakery, we sit, we eat, so he give a lot of fare. When I was coming to Accra, he gave me a lot of fare to come to Accra. When I came to Accra, when I came to Kumasi, when I joined prisons, I came to Kumasi, I had a very good friends in Kumasi. When I came here too, I had very good friends, like very good friend of Prophet Dodo. He showed me how to write, how to package documents. He gave me the opportunity to work, and he was always have my back. One day, I told a story, one day Mr. Doko cornered him in his office, tried to convince him to remove me as Secretary General of Athletics. So I bumped into them, and I came, I waited for him. Then when he came, I said, there's a huge challenge. I've given you 3 months to prove whether you can really do the work. What I told him that if he's really stand by me, I will prove my worth. But if he doesn't stand by me, I will quit. They said, I have his 100% support. And that was how it ended, till now. He still have my 100% support, I still have his 100% support.
And now you're the president?
Yes.
Now you're the president. Let's talk about the presidency pretty quick. Yeah. There are certain things I would like to ask you. I don't know if you'll be very discomforted to ask, but I'll definitely ask you, because it will be quite improper for me to have this conversation without asking those questions. So definitely I would ask you. But just stand by for them. Talk to me. When people began telling you that, Bawah, you've overgrown the position of General Secretary, did you feel that way?
I actually felt that way. I actually felt that way because sometimes, mostly at the zonal level or the area level is African level. I created a platform for Africans, the zonal championship, regional president and secretaries. Almost all of them referred to me as the president. I kept on telling them that, no. I said, no.
I'm a president.
Yeah, you should be the president. I said, why? I said, now what you do, your experience and your organization, the way you present cases in our congresses, in our place, we feel that if you be the president, you can lead Ghana and the rest of the Africa very well. And Produdo kept on telling me about 2-3 years ago that step up, Bawah, step up. I always had the argument with him, it's not time, it's a step up.
So when was the right time?
The right time was about soon after the Congress, the Region 2 Congress. Yeah.
Was it the one at
La Palm?
La Palm?
La Palm Beach, yes. So I told Produdo that I think it's time for us to move out. So yes, we are not talking. So what do we do? I said, then we need to start talking to our people. Yeah. So we went around the country 3 times. Try to talk to people, that engage people. And I say it as it is, very blank. So when the time came, I called them, the then president, my decision. and I'm going to contest him. But the way things are, if he will, he should support me, then we'll make him something like patron. But he didn't take it lightly. And it's normal. Me too. I didn't begrudge him. Yes, he felt that I had betrayed him.
Yeah.
He felt that he had given me opportunity to work, but my thinking and ambition go beyond that.
Yeah.
Go beyond that. And a lot of people complained about him. Even those who came to West Africa, and anytime I mention the name, they have some way of responding to me on that. So I just want to go into details. So went to the Congress, and the Congress really did me an honor.
So, in as much as your vision was quite clear long ago, even before he assumed office,
yes.
under normal circumstances, everyone would feel that my staff is betraying me. Did you betray him?
No, I didn't betray him. If I had not told him,
that's a betrayal.
That's a betrayal. Because before I even declare or put him on nomination, I called him. I had a conversation with him on that. He came to office, we had the same conversation on it. I didn't betray him. It is not a betrayal. There's other issues that was also on the plate that sometimes it's not very pleasant to share those things publicly. But there are other deeper issues. What I just tell is what my aspirations were. And if I need to go to the CAA level, I can't go to CA level as a secretary general or as the chief executive. I just have to step up to be the president. So that when I'm speaking, the difference between speaking as a CEO and as a president. Even when you write to the World Athletics, the way you write as a CEO or the way they respond to the CEO is not the same thing as the way they respond to the president. But me, I always have a favor from the World Athletics. Anytime I request a lot of things that I request.
You good?
Yes, they really approve it. So if CEO, I could get those things done. If I become a president, I will get more.
So what is your vision?
My vision for Ghana Athletics is huge. My first and foremost target is to win an Olympic medal in the next 2 Olympic Games. Not this Paris, it's Los Angeles. My vision is Ghana to win a medal at that. And it's
but we don't have the infrastructure. How do you get that done?
No, we can get it done. Thankfully, they are doing Legon, and I know UCC also will do the tracks. Winneba just spoke to me yesterday that they are also going to do the tracks. So before Paris 2024, we will have a couple of infrastructure ready in Ghana here. And the bottom one is also coming up. We have the issue is not only the infrastructure. The issue is funding. And we are going to work with the state to get the funding sorted. We have the athletes, we have the coaches. All what we are needing, or what we needed now to get the Olympic medal is just the funding. I said it earlier in a year that if we get between $500,000 in a year for the next 60 years, we are going to bring a medal. Our athletes are just there. What they need is financial support. Could you imagine Daisy go to America within one season? He did 19.79.
Yeah. In 200 meters.
200 meters. If he had run that thing at Eugene, that could have earned him.
That was a podium.
Yeah, that was a podium performance.
Yeah, that was a podium run.
Yes. So if we support him, at least if the state can give you $20,000 a year to prepare himself for the next 4 years, this guy can win. This guy can make an Olympic medal. Azamati, Joe Paul, Samini, Dazi, Rose, there are a lot of them.
Yeah,
what we just need is financial support of these athletes.
But Bawah, as CEO, if you are not able to help your president to raise this kind of money, what shows that as president you can raise the money?
No. As CEO, you don't call the shots. You're only waiting for somebody to give instruction to operate. If you're going to jump that, so he did that thing with that.
But you can advise.
No, you can advise. It's an advice. The advice is that they take it, or he take it, or he leave it. But as a president, you have the obligation to fund the money. You have the obligation to make your executive to believe in your vision. That's what we call effective leadership. You need to make your executive to believe in what you are telling them, to believe in what you are saying, to believe in the policy that you are implementing. So if there are edges, if there are rough edges, they will support you to smoothen that edges up. Then you proceed. And I can tell you, we will get the money, we will get the medal in the Los Angeles Olympic Games.
How? First three things Bawah will want to do as president, and what would you want to be known for as president of Ghana Athletics after your tenure?
I want to be known as the first president of Ghana Athletics to win an Olympic gold medal, and we will work towards it. It is a huge challenge.
But they say the politicians speak big. You are speaking big.
No.
Big talk.
I'm not speaking big. I'm not speaking big at all. Just imagine if you are able to keep these 4 athletes, give them $20,000 a year for the next 4 years. Azamati, Joe Paul, James Dazi, Boisho, Samini. Yeah. Whoever comes to join can come and join.
And there's Edwin Gadai,
Raymond French, the 45.
Yeah.
And we have 245s currently in Ghana here. If we can get this 5 athletes and get the 4x4, the 400 meter 4 athletes, get the ladies too, give them $20,000 a year for the next 4 years. Do you think what they can do? Just like how the Australians are doing.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything different.
Yeah.
The Olympic level athletes, they give them $20,000 a year to the next 4 years. So they won't bother to go and work. They
so
won't
in 4
think
years, $80,000 dedicated to each athlete.
To each athlete. And they will bring you the medal. That is what we are setting our target. And we will get it.
Do you also look beyond Ghana Athletics, being the president of Africa Athletics? Maybe not too far, but let's say region 2. Let's start with region 2.
You are jumping the gun.
Let's start with region 2. But are you still holding your position as the secretary of region 2?
Yes.
President and secretary how?
No, but region 2 is bigger.
Region 2 is bigger. So
yes,
but as president, you are president.
You are a president of a state, and you are the secretary of the 15 countries. There's the difference.
No. So Bawah, you go to a meeting. You go to a meeting
yes.
as president
no.
of a member of...
No. If we go to the meeting, I will go to the meeting at the Secretary General, and I have to get somebody to represent Ghana.
No. So why not represent Ghana yourself as a president and speak as president instead of going to sit at a meeting as secretary and let someone sit there as represent Ghana?
No. Just like...
But people will tell you that you want to hold 2 positions.
No, it's not 2 positions. Even the current president is the president of Nigeria.
Yes, I know.
Yes, I know. So when he comes to Region 2 meeting, he doesn't sit in to speak for Nigeria. He speaks for Region 2. He doesn't speak for Nigeria.
That point well noted. Let's wrap up the conversation, Bawah.
Yes.
Quick. I want to go to the Commonwealth Games.
Yes.
In Birmingham.
Yes.
And it's an area many people actually said that it kind of attacked the goodwill Ghana Athletics had following the performance, 38.07 seconds at the World Championships in Oregon. Then, in less than a month, we had issues of athletes' disqualification. And many people actually said it affected the goodwill of Ghana Athletics. What happened?
If you have asked me the most difficult time or the hardest time I had...
So you've asked yourself, just answer it.
In my stay, or me as an ambassador on athletes, I'll tell you that was the hardest day I've ever experienced in my life. It was not the court case, it was not the election, it was not that was the hardest day. Because we had made projection to win 4 medals, which was including gold medal in the 4x100.
In the 4x100, because it was doable.
Yes, that was our projection. And that thing happens. I said I forgot to sleep that night.
You couldn't sleep?
I couldn't sleep. I didn't even know whether it was night or day. It was a simple changing the order of run. And the call room was just from here to the field. Where they were doing the warm-up.
Yes.
That was where the call room was. Simple forgetfulness.
Who was supposed to do that? Was it an administrative thing or a technical thing?
No, it was completely technical. People don't understand there's a dichotomy between Ghana athletics administrators and technical people, coaches. We don't determine what the coaches do. We don't determine who ran at what leg. We don't. So the confirmation, the run arrangement is purely technical, it's purely for the coaches to do. Today, Elom is determined who should run at Budapest.
So he's the lead coach
He's
for
the lead coach for the Budapest. So he determined who ran in what leg. So he has to go and confirm it. If there's nothing to it, or administrator doesn't do coach's work.
The ministry asked you to explain. Did you explain?
Yes, I did. I did explain, and I even wrote a comprehensive report on it. But people concentrated on the negative rather than the positives. Because the last time Ghana won 200 medals in the Commonwealth Games was 1976.
Yeah.
200. That was a major achievement. But because of this issue, it's overshadowed it. Ghana has never won long jump in any Commonwealth Games. We won the medal there.
Yeah.
2 athletes went to a finals in the high jump. It had never happened. We went, 2, including local athletes, went to finals in the high jump.
I remember.
Yes. We took a long distance athlete to go there and he performed very creditable. Nobody mentioned that. Everybody who went to a Commonwealth Games went to finals.
It is because we were so fixated with the quartet. Considering what we saw at the World Championship, 38.07 seconds. That's incredible. Finishing fifth at the world level.
At the world level.
And a potential gold medal winning time at the
Commonwealth. When I got to know that this case was a serious case, I came to the airport. When I landed at the airport, I met a very good friend of mine. Very good friend, and a big man. He asked me what happened. The more I was explaining, the more he was becoming angrier. So I just stopped.
So yeah, you had to stop. What is the goal for the World Championships in Budapest? You're going there, the first ever championship you're going as president of Ghana. What is the goal?
We have 2 sets of goals. We are praying to go to finals first, so that we'll book our ticket for Barbados next year, well released. Okay. That will also propel us to the Olympic Games. Okay. When we get a ticket to Barbados, then we'll now plan to wear the medal performance. Because our ultimate goal is to be in Paris 2024. So first, we need to go to the finals. After the finals, then we'll plan for the medal. Because if we don't go to the finals, it will be difficult for us to qualify for the Barbados. And if we don't go to Barbados, so it will be difficult for us to go to Paris Olympic Games. So the first thing we are planning to get into is to get to the finals. We get the finals, the coaches will plan for the medal.
Azamati is not there.
Yeah, but we have pretty good team now. Look at all the team. They run 10-04, 10-03, 10-03, 10-03. This team.
One went to Aragon. We're doing 9.
No.
We're doing sub 10.
We're doing sub 10, but prior to that, they were not repeating that time. So this team is more potent than the team we took to Oregon. Collectively, not individually. Yeah. Collectively, is stronger than the Oregon team. Because Oregon team, we had personal best, or season a personal best 909. And
there was 22.08 from
Joseph Polama. But when they ran, they were running 10-1, 10-2. Yeah. Yes. So that was the current performance at that time. Now the current performance is 10-04, 10-03, 10-03. And Gadaye is coming to run the 3rd leg, according to Coach Elom. So this team is pretty strong.
So Gadaye is doing the 3rd leg?
3rd leg, yeah, Gadaye is doing the 3rd leg, according to Elom.
Coach Elom?
Coach Elom. Gadaye is doing the 3rd leg, yes. Because we don't determine who ran at what leg.
So it means that we are likely to have...
according to Coach Elom, he wants to start with James Dazi. James Dazi will hand over to Bosho.
James starts from the curve.
From the curve. Bosho will do the first straight.
The back straight.
Back straight. And Gadaye will do the second bend, and Joseph Polama will be the anchor.
Wow. Bah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For your time.
Thank you.
And I wish you and the athletes all the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, we are flying to Paris to have a meeting with the France Athletics and the mayor of Crips to develop our bilateral relationship from the campaign. We need to continue with the campaign for future programs. especially preparing for the Olympic Games.
I didn't ask you what happened to your triathlon.
We can talk to.
What happened to it? In 1 minute, what happened to triathlon?
Triathlon is still there, but I have to cede it to my CEO to continue with it.
Have you appointed your CEO though?
Yeah, no, I have CEO. Francis Atta is the CEO. He's now elected to the executive board of GOC.
Oh, really?
The GOC he will definitely take over.
He's going to be the CEO of Ghana Athletics now?
No, he wants to be CEO for triathlon.
Oh, okay. What about the CEO for Ghana Athletics?
The executive board will determine, but we are looking at some few individuals to take over.
Who and who? Can I come and be your CEO?
We are looking at a female experienced person who has ever been in the office of the Secretary General.
Oh, Filipina.
No. I'm not mentioning the name.
Do I just expose it? I want to expose it.
I'm not mentioning anybody's name.
You've not mentioned his name.
I'm just giving you a clue to who to the person. But the executive board will make the appointment very soon.
Thank you very much, Bawah Fuseini, President, Ghana Athletics, speaking to us on Prime Take. We appreciate your company.